What do you desire most? Money, love, success? Now imagine that all of these already exist for you, but at a frequency you haven't yet accessed. And what if I told you there's a secret that few people know, a secret that makes it seem like some individuals attract everything effortlessly, while others spend their whole lives struggling without moving forward? This truth was explored by Jacobo Grinberg, a scientist who discovered that reality isn't fixed, but is instead a reflection of your inner vibration. There exists a level of frequency where nothing can be denied to you. And if you learn how to tap into it, your life will never be the same. Write in the comments, "I am a magnet for everything I desire," and start changing your energy right away. In the next few minutes, you'll understand how this frequency works and how to activate it. From a young age, we are taught that life follows a linear path: study hard, earn a degree, work diligently, and perhaps one day you'll have stability and success. But if that were true, why do so many people who follow this script end up stuck in mediocre lives, while others, without any of these credentials, achieve wealth and freedom with apparent ease? There is a dark truth that few dare admit. The world is designed so that most people never discover their own power. From the moment we are born, we are conditioned to believe that we are small, limited, and dependent on a system that decides what we can or cannot achieve. The greatest enemy to your evolution isn't external difficulties, but the disbelief implanted within you. They made you believe that you need the approval of others to be worthy of success. They made you doubt your own ideas, your potential, your intuition. And the most insidious part, this manipulation isn't obvious. It's subtle, invisible, woven into culture, education, and societal expectations. They say that to earn money you must study for years, that without a degree you will never be recognized, that entrepreneurship is a game of chance where few win. But look around. How many people with multiple degrees live in scarcity? And how many without any formal education build empires? The brutal truth is that the world doesn't reward just technical knowledge or physical effort. It rewards those who vibrate at the right frequency, those who fully believe in their power to create reality. But that belief was taken from you. They never taught you that your mind is the true tool for building reality. They never explained that your vibrational state determines what you receive in life. Instead, they handed you a set of arbitrary rules designed to keep you dependent on the system. Because of this, you have become a prisoner of your own mind. You feel capable of more, but something always seems to hold you back. And that something isn't bad luck, lack of ability, or missed opportunities. It's a carefully designed system that prevents you from realizing you can rewrite your own reality. But now that you know this, you're ready to break the cycle. Jacobo Grinberg was one of the few scientists who dared to question this invisible prison in which we live. While most researchers confined their studies to the physical structure of the brain, Grinberg went further. He wanted to understand the very structure of reality, and it was precisely for that reason his research became so dangerous. He discovered something that challenges everything we've been taught to believe. The world you perceive is not an absolute truth, but a malleable mental construct. Your experiences, limitations, success, or failure, everything is determined by your neuronal field, a vibrational system that shapes how you interact with reality. And here's the connection with what we discussed earlier. If your neuronal field has been programmed to believe that you must follow a predetermined script to succeed, formal education, a conventional job, years of effort with no guaranteed reward, then that will be the only reality your mind can create. You won't see opportunities outside of that system because your vibration won't allow it. Grinberg asserted that the true power of change lies in the way your consciousness interacts with the field of reality. He understood that the secret isn't more effort, but rather accessing the frequency where the rules of the game change entirely. If the reality around you isn't fixed, but is instead a construct of your mind, then an inevitable question arises. Who or what is controlling that construct? Jacobo Grinberg dedicated his life to answering this question and discovered something unsettling. He realized that our mind operates within a perceptual field, a hidden matrix that filters everything we experience. This means that the world you see, feel, and believe to be real isn't reality itself, but a version of it, shaped by what has been implanted in your perception. And here's the most shocking detail. This matrix wasn't created by you. It was programmed by external forces, family, society, education, media, and reinforced throughout your life to ensure you remain within a very defined boundary. If you've been conditioned to believe that money is hard to come by, your perceptual matrix will block any path that proves otherwise. If you were taught that only degrees guarantee success, your mind will literally ignore opportunities that don't fit that pattern. This matrix is like invisible software running in the background, sabotaging your ability to see the truth. You can change your reality at any moment, but you've been trained not to notice it. Grinberg studied various spiritual and shamanic traditions that spoke about this illusion of the world. But he didn't stop at theory. He found scientific evidence that our perception can be completely manipulated. Experiments with altered states of consciousness showed that when the mind is freed from this limiting matrix, the laws of reality seem to change. People healed diseases, accessed seemingly impossible information, and manifested what they desired with astonishing precision. This means that the only thing separating you from the life you want isn't a lack of effort, luck, or talent. It's an invisible filter that distorts your perception of reality. And this filter isn't random. It was installed to keep you trapped at a low vibrational level where you feel small, powerless, and dependent on the system. But there is a way out of this prison. The next step is to understand how this programming traps you in the frequency of scarcity, and more importantly, how to break it. If you live within a perceptual matrix that limits your vision of reality, then the next question is, what is the predominant frequency within that matrix? Jacobo Grinberg discovered that most people are trapped in a very specific vibrational field, the frequency of scarcity. This frequency isn't just an emotional state. It's deep programming that affects how you think, act, and most importantly, what you can manifest. From childhood, you were trained to vibrate with this limitation. You were taught to fear the future, to distrust opportunities that seem too good, to believe that money, love, and success are rare achievements. All of this is part of a system where few understand the true game, and many remain trapped in a frequency that prevents progress. And here's the most insidious part. This programming is self-reinforcing. When you believe life is hard, your mind filters the world to find evidence that confirms it. You see people suffering, face financial difficulties, and encounter rejections, and each experience reinforces your belief in scarcity. The human brain has a mechanism called the reticular activating system, RAS, which functions like a radar. It selects, from billions of pieces of available information, only those that confirm what you already believe. If you were trained to see difficulties, your RAS will ignore any sign of abundance. If you believe that money is hard to come by, your mind simply won't notice opportunities to prosper, even when they're right in front of you. This programming is so strong that even when people have access to money, opportunities, or new paths, they end up sabotaging themselves. Have you ever seen someone who won a large sum of money and lost it all shortly after? Or someone who finally landed the opportunity of their dreams, but for some mysterious reason, everything went wrong? This happens because their mind was still tuned to the frequency of scarcity. So unconsciously, they created situations that brought them back to the vibrational state they knew. But if it's possible to be conditioned to scarcity, it's also possible to reverse the process. If the frequency of scarcity can be programmed into the human mind, then the most important question is there a way to reverse that programming and shape reality into something greater? Jacobo Grinberg discovered that there is. And the key lies in what he called the neuronal field, a hidden field of information that connects the mind with the structure of the universe. Most people believe the brain merely processes the world around it, like a computer interpreting external data. But Grinberg went further. He proved that the brain not only receives information, but also creates it. In other words, what you perceive as reality isn't fixed and objective. It's a direct reflection of what your mind projects within the neuronal field. This theory isn't just mystical, it's supported by science. Studies in neuroplasticity have shown that the brain can be reconfigured by repeating new mental patterns. This means that if you've been conditioned to operate on the frequency of scarcity, your mind can be reprogrammed to vibrate with abundance. And by doing so, the reality around you will start to change. And here's the most fascinating detail. Grinberg observed that those who managed to change this mental programming began to manifest events and opportunities that once seemed impossible. That's because by altering the frequency of their own neuronal field, they changed how they interacted with the matrix of reality. Imagine your mind is a radio transmitter. If you tune in to a low frequency, you only receive signals of difficulties, limitations, and obstacles. But when you switch to a higher frequency, you start picking up signals of opportunities, synchronicities, and paths that once seemed invisible. And the most impressive part, this doesn't require years of effort, but rather a specific method to reprogram the mind and align your vibration with what you desire. The next question is, how do you consciously access this new frequency? Grinberg discovered a simple, yet incredibly powerful process that allows you to tune your mind to a higher vibration and unlock the flow of abundance. If reality responds to the frequency of your mind, then changing that frequency is the most important step toward transforming your life. Jacobo Grinberg found that this vibrational reprogramming doesn't depend on luck, extreme effort, or external circumstances. It happens within you, and the method to activate it combines three essential elements: word, emotion, and repetition. The word, everything in the universe responds to vibration. Every thought you have, every phrase you repeat, generates a field of resonance. Words like "I can't," "it's hard," "I never succeed" keep your mind imprisoned in scarcity. But phrases like "everything flows to me," "I am a magnet for success," "abundance surrounds me" begin to realign your frequency. The emotion, simply uttering words isn't enough. Your mind must feel this new reality. If you repeat an affirmation without emotion, your vibration won't change. But if you speak with conviction, imagining that you're already living that reality, your brain accepts it as truth. The repetition. Your brain operates on patterns. Any idea repeated enough becomes a command accepted by the neuronal field. Studies show that the mind takes about 21 days to incorporate a new belief, but change can be immediate if it's done with emotional intensity. So how do you put this method into practice? Before going to sleep and upon waking, these are the moments when your mind is most receptive. Close your eyes and repeat your vibrational reprogramming phrases, feeling them as true. Engage in intense visualization. Imagine yourself living exactly the reality you desire. Feel the joy, gratitude, and relief of already having it. Your brain doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality. It simply records the vibration you generate. There's also the 60-second technique. Grinberg discovered that a profound vibrational shift can occur in just 1 minute of absolute focus. For 60 seconds, close your eyes and feel as though your life is already in the desired state. If you manage to sustain that emotion, your neuronal field will begin to reorganize the reality around you. This may sound simple, but it's precisely why so few people apply it. Most are so addicted to the frequency of scarcity that they can't sustain this new vibration long enough. However, those who master this method enter a state where nothing can be denied to them. If you've tried to change your life before and felt that, despite all efforts, things simply didn't flow, there's a reason for that. You were vibrating need instead of certainty. Jacobo Grinberg discovered that the vibrational frequency of abundance isn't activated through desperate desire or anxious waiting for a result. On the contrary, it only manifests when you let go of control. This happens because an excessive desire for something sends a message to the neuronal field that it is still absent. When you repeatedly think, "I need this now," your mind reinforces the lack, and, as we've seen, the universe responds to your internal vibration. What you feel is what you attract, but when you let go, something magical happens. You start operating on the vibration of someone who already has, someone who trusts completely that everything is unfolding in their favor. And that vibration is exactly what allows the flow of abundance to manifest swiftly. Most people, without realizing it, block their own manifestations because they try to control every detail of the journey. They claim to believe in abundance, yet deep down, they are filled with fear, anxiety, and doubt. They watch the clock waiting for immediate results, wondering, why hasn't it happened yet? Without realizing that this attitude keeps their vibration in a state of scarcity. Grinberg noticed that those who master the power of the mind to shape reality have one thing in common. They release the weight of need and enter a state of absolute trust. So how do you practice letting go in real life? Shift your focus to the emotion, not the result. Rather than obsessing over when something will happen, focus on how you feel right now. The better you feel in the present, the quicker the manifestation will come. Practice gratitude for what already exists. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions because it sets your mind on the vibration of "I already have." And when you already have, more comes. Accept the unexpected. The universe can deliver what you desire in ways you never imagined. When you try to control how something should happen, you limit the possibilities. Letting go allows reality to reorganize in surprising ways. When you combine vibrational reprogramming with letting go, manifestation becomes inevitable. Now that you understand the power of vibrational frequency and how your mind can shape reality, the most important question is, will you merely absorb this information, or will you take action to transform your life? The truth is that most people hear this kind of knowledge, feel an initial spark, but then return to their old patterns. They remain trapped in a frequency of doubt, waiting, and hesitation. But those who truly change their lives are the ones who decide to apply this knowledge immediately. So here's your challenge. Over the next 7 days, practice the 60-second technique, combining word, emotion, and repetition. Before sleeping and upon waking, repeat with conviction, "I am already in the frequency where everything I desire finds me effortlessly." During the day, whenever you feel doubt or scarcity, pause and reorient your vibration. And most importantly, let go of control and trust the process. If you truly do this, you will begin to notice changes, sometimes subtle, sometimes enormous. Now write in the comments, "I choose to vibrate in the frequency where nothing can be denied to me." And reinforce this commitment with the universe. The decision is yours. You already know the way. Now, all you have to do is walk it.